In the days before Jesus Christ, the emperor of the Roman Empire was worshipping a goddess that was known by the name of Iris. And then they spread the gospel of this goddess to various nations, such that she's worshipped. And the more she was worshipped, the more she empowered the Roman Empire, and the more she blessed them with riches. And so the more they spread it, the more they were blessed. In the process of spreading it, Israelites refused because they believed in the true living God. But then they were tricked through telling them this goddess is a queen of heaven, and so if you worship them, you get riches quickly. You don't struggle a lot with life. And so that is how some of them were tricked into worshipping her as a queen of heaven. Yet, in other words, she's just a goddess, one of those that disobeyed God. And then the gospel also reached to the lands of the Arabs, and the Arabs refused to worship her because they didn't believe in worshipping a female god. So they refused, and they continued worshipping Allah. And Allah was a huge idol, was a huge statue which they used to bow down to before the coming of Jesus Christ, plus a set of other idols which had different names, but they were smaller. So now, after the death of Jesus Christ and the faith of Jesus Christ was being spread to different parts of the world, the gospel of this goddess known as Iris, or the Queen of Heaven, as the Pharisees used to call her, to spread her gospel into Israelites, the gospel of this goddess went down, and the gospel of Jesus Christ was increasing, was more powerful. So the emperor, that's when he came in with the plans of limiting the spread of the gospel of Jesus Christ by introducing in this goddess, but by changing her name into Mother Mary, such that to confuse those who worship Jesus Christ to continue worshiping, but through praying to the Queen of Heaven, but calling her Mother Mary, to confuse them, thinking they are still on the same track, praying to Jesus Christ but through her mother. Yet in actual sense they have been deceived, because Jesus Christ does not accept to be associated with other spirits, does not associate with wicked spirits, evil spirits. So they were deceived and they were off track. So that is how Catholic came in to reduce the spread of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Now, the emperor was scared, since the Arabs had refused to accept the worshipping of a female god. He was scared of the gospel of Jesus reaching them. So that is when he came up with a plan of how to stop it, because had it reached there, their idea of Mother Mary would not be accepted, And if it reaches there and they accept the gospel of Jesus Christ, it would be so difficult to overcome the gospel of Jesus Christ, because now the Arabs would take it, and there would be many followers following the gospel of Jesus Christ. So this is what the emperor was scared of. So that's how now they came up with the plan of getting one man, empower him with riches, empower him with soldiers to bring in the faith, which is different from the one of Jesus Christ, but which is connected still to the cultures of the Arabs. By that time the Arabs were worshipping an idol known as Allah, and it was a very big idol. And so now they empower this man, they expose him to these spirits which were serving in togetherness with this goddess. And then these spirits present themselves to Muhammad as angels. In the Bible it says Satan is capable of presenting himself as an angel of light, yet in actual sense is a destroyer. So now Muhammad thinks now he has met angels, and so they give him a book to bring to his people. And so he comes to his people with this book, telling them he's from heaven. And so Allah has given him this book to strengthen their faith. And then the book involves preaching the gospel of Islam to different people. And those who accept are given the book and welcomed into the faith. But then those who refuse, as the Quran says, whoever does not fellowship with you is your enemy, and whoever is your enemy you shall kill. So they started spreading the gospel, killing those who refused to accept, and forcing people to accept. So people started accepting out of fear. And now, this goddess is a goddess that uses the moon as its symbol. So that is why Muslims use the moon a lot to determine their fasting and to determine their end of fast. And when you look at Catholics, they always draw the pictures of this Mother Mary with the moon on top of her head, because this goddess uses the sign of the moon a lot. And remember, Islam is being empowered by the emperor who worships this goddess, the goddess of sexual morality, the goddess of fertility. And so that is how now the spread of Islam comes about, trying to stop the gospel of Jesus Christ, limiting it not to reach the Arabs, and introducing a false doctrine to the Arabs, who accept it through Muhammad, after Muhammad has been given riches and army to spread the gospel of Islam. And so their spread started in Israel, in Jerusalem, where the stronghold of the gospel of Jesus was. And so spreading their Islam to the Israelites, who refused, and therefore most were killed and a few scattered to different places of the world. So now that is where the connection of Islam and Catholics is, all worshipping the goddess of the moon, this goddess of sexual morality, the goddess of fertility, against the gospel of Jesus Christ. And so Catholic is the mother of Muslims, the mother of Protestants, the mother of Orthodox, the mother of most of the religions in this world. God bless. In the days before Jesus Christ, the emperor of the Roman Empire was worshipping